coming. It's a spectacular day outside, and it's an exciting day for Blackburn. After 22 years of fantastic service, Mim is going to be retiring, and we are going to announce today our 16th president in the 175-year history of Blackburn. I have just a few remarks. He is from Charleston, Illinois. His parents were on the faculty at Eastern Illinois University, and they just recently retired. His wife is from Waverly, just up the road. Her parents were in education in that area. So Central Illinois and education is in their DNA. It's in their blood. He graduated from Western Illinois with honors, a degree in political science. He got his master's from Central Missouri State and his PhD in higher education from the University of Kansas. He is currently the Vice President of Development for Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri. Prior to that, he was Vice President and Dean of Student Life at Westminster. He and his wife have 3 children: Garrett, age 6, Reagan, age 3, and Grant, who is a year old today. That's kind of neat. They will ultimately take up residence in McKinley House. He will assume his duties as the 16th president of Blackburn on July the 1st of 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. John Comerford.
Thank you very, very much. It is an amazing honor to be here. I have been having trouble putting into words what it means to be asked to play a role in the future of an institution like this that has been here standing strong for 175 years. It is truly, truly an honor. I want to start by extending a few words of thanks. My family could not be here with me today. They're home planning birthday party activities. But I would not be here without them. And as you heard, my parents, my wife's parents, my brother, my sister, we are all educators. And I am blessed that my family gave me the gift of showing me this as a career path, because it is fulfilling, joyful work that we get to do with our days. And so none of that would have occurred without my family, and I want to thank them first of all. Ed Young, you could not ask for a more passionate advocate for Blackburn College than your board chair. Throughout this entire process, Ed was open, honest, accessible. He represented this institution wonderfully, and I knew if he was anything like the board and this community, this is a place where I could be happy and be part of a team. Ed represented that at the beginning. And I know being board chair is a volunteer gig, but he made it into a full-time job over the last few months in this process, because I talked to him several times a day, and running this process has been a full-time job, and so he really does deserve all of our thanks. I'd like to also thank the whole search committee. This is no small task going through this process, from getting all the feedback on campus and building the position profile, to sorting through dozens and dozens of applications, to doing interviews at the airport, to running the process for finalists on campus. And again, when I first met the search committee, they represented you all very well. We had fun together in that interview. I walked out of there thinking, that's a fun bunch of people. I really get a chance to know them better. Now I really will. I want to thank the whole campus community. We got to spend a few days with you a few weeks back, and Rachel and I left here after our 2.5 days in Carlinville and on Blackburn's campus, knowing this wasn't just a job, this was a community we were going to join. And that was important to us. That's what we wanted. And it shined through in our time on campus, and it really meant a lot to us. Speaking of community, I want to also thank the community of Carlinville. Rachel and I last week decided we would sneak back into Carlinville to check out the schools and churches and view the community services. And we learned one important lesson about Carlinville. You cannot sneak. Everywhere we went, we were greeted with, "Oh, you're the Blackburn guy from the paper." And so that said two things to us. One, that this community believes in Blackburn. And that likewise, Blackburn is connected to the community. And secondly, I got used to being called the Blackburn guy. I decided we should keep that up. I would be remiss if I didn't pause for a moment to thank all of my friends and colleagues back at Westminster College and in Fulton, Missouri. Speaking of the many individuals that are responsible for my presence here today, I have enjoyed the advice, mentorship, counsel, and support of countless people. And while we're thrilled to be part of the Blackburn community and thrilled to be part of the Carlinville community, we will miss many of those friends in the community we have in Fulton. And I want to especially thank the two presidents that I've had the joy of working with at Westminster, Fletch Lampkin and Barney Forsythe, for really giving me the chance to grow as a professional, to be able to stand here in this sort of a role today. Without them, this wouldn't have happened, and I want to thank everyone back in Fulton for that. Last, but certainly far from least, I think we all need to thank Nim Pride. Well, in this case, we have the exact opposite situation. MIM is beloved by students, faculty, staff, the community here, and that shines through in everything around here, and it is absolutely deserved. The foundation of strength that Blackburn enjoys and the relationship it has with its alums, with its students, with its faculty, staff, and wider community are thanks to MIM stewardship. And I'm honored to be able to follow you on that, MIM, and hope to keep that up. And so you all know I will be relying on MIM very heavily during transition and during my time in this role, and I will make sure she remains a strong part of our Blackburn community. She's important to our community. Thank you. These are important times in American higher education. There are lots of critical questions being asked about the futures of our colleges and universities. Questions like, why does college cost so much? Is college really worth it? Is college still accessible to everyone? Is liberal arts still relevant, or should we just go to simple job training? Will cheaper, easier models of education, like online courses, be the way of the future? And last but not least, is college still the best path to success in the American dream? I'm honored to be up here for many reasons, but first and foremost, I'm honored to be up here because Blackburn has the answers to those questions. Why does college cost so much? Blackburn has the answer. Blackburn says it doesn't have to. Blackburn says if you focus your resources on student learning and you allow students the opportunity to work and contribute to their own education, it doesn't have to cost so much. Is college really worth it? Blackburn has the answer. Blackburn says yes. The academic and co-curricular programs at the institution, we all know, lead to future success for our graduates. We know the facts like the placement rates in medical school and employment rates that come out of here. But beyond that, the work program gives a Blackburn graduate actual hands-on experience on doing what employers need. And that together makes sure that, yes, a Blackburn education is really worth it. Is college still accessible to everyone? Blackburn has the answer. Blackburn says yes. Blackburn says, if you have the skills and ability to be successful in college, we will help you get there. Our worth and value in American higher education and in society in general is not measured by our inputs, but by our outputs and what we do with the students that we get. But college is still accessible thanks to places like Blackburn. Is liberal arts still relevant, or should we just go to job training? Blackburn has the answer. Blackburn says, why not both? Why not pair strong liberal arts where students are exposed to all sorts of fields and disciplines so they can approach their world when they graduate from multiple perspectives, from multiple angles, where they're ready to be leaders and followers and team members and communicators, but we're also going to tie that to real-world experience and real-world job skills. We can do both at Blackburn College. Will cheaper, easier models like online classes take over? Blackburn has the answer. Blackburn says there is still value in small classes where 85% of our classes have fewer than 20 students in them, where faculty to student ratios are 10 to 1, where faculty actually know your name, can customize a program to you, and actually care about you and your success. That those things still matter and cannot be duplicated in cheaper, easier forms of higher education. It still matters, and Blackburn knows that. Last but not least, is college still the best path to success? Blackburn has the answer. Blackburn says yes, and can prove it in all the ways we just talked about, but Blackburn has one more thing. Blackburn says, yes, we teach liberal arts, yes, we teach the job skills through the work program, but we do something more here. We teach character. Blackburn is one of the few colleges in the country actually taking the time to measure things like leadership development, moral responsibility, adaptability, self-reliance, and independence. And guess what? Blackburn seniors and graduates have some growth in all those areas. This is the path to success, and Blackburn College makes that happen. In sum, Blackburn College in many ways stands alone in American higher education. As state schools more and more ignore their missions of access and pursue prestige through selectivity and increasing their own tuition and costs in graduate programs, in the process closing the doors on the very taxpayers that pay to support them. As for-profit institutions offer the cheap, easy, online degree programs, as opposed to the rigorous programs that produce real results with caring faculty and staff. As even other private colleges pursue the myth of becoming the next Harvard or the next big research institution, and in the process of that worsen the crisis of access in American higher education, Blackburn College stands alone as a leader in the forefront of what's good for American society. We know who we are, we know what we do, we know we're great at it, and we're proud to be Blackburnians. I'm proud to be joining you on this important mission and this important work, and I promise to lead in ways that honor it. I promise to take full advantage of all the great energy, commitment, and enthusiasm that already exist in this room and this community beyond. I plan to advance Blackburn's mission, reputation, and excellence to new heights without changing the course of the institution. I plan to find new resources and build upon the excellent faculty, staff, and programs that already exist. I plan to partner with our friends in Carlinville in recognition of the fact that as Carlinville goes, so goes Blackburn, and vice versa. I plan, along with my family, to be active members of this community. This is not a job to us, this is a new home and a new community we are going to join, and you will see us do that. And finally, I plan to ensure that everyone possible knows about the special place here in Carlinville, Illinois, called Blackburn College, that is changing lives every single day. The world needs to know, and I want to tell them. Again, thank you all very, very much, all of you, every single one of you, for this opportunity to join your community, your campus, and your cause. Thanks to the great base that has been built, I'm sure that together we can take Blackburn College to new heights. Thank you very much.